Greetings and salutations, it's Donks here. I hope you're all well and I hope you're having a good weekend. A little bit of a different video today. I just want to talk about something that someone's told me today. And basically, I feel a resonance towards it because I feel like I've been very close to that trap myself. But someone that I know very closely, they've asked me not to tell you who they are. But they're happy with me to share their story, and that's great. Basically, let's call them AZAC. I don't know why. Let's call them AZAC. So AZAC started playing mobile gaming 5 years ago with one of the first gaches. Before that, he was playing just your general standard Angry Birds, that sort of thing, just general games. But he got involved with a gacha game before a lot of people knew what they were. I'm guessing this was five years ago, so probably, not a lot of people knew about how they worked, etc. But basically, he started playing a game, and he enjoyed that game. I think it was, what did he say? It was either Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or Marvel Strike Force, one of those two. But it was a Hero Collector game. So he was enjoying playing the game his usual way. Starting to get involved in world chat, etc. And then basically got invited to one of the stronger guilds in the game. And as a requirement of that, they said, "Oh, you want to join us? You've got to join Discord," which was fine. So he didn't know what Discord was, but he basically downloaded it. Went in, got your normal message, like the little emojis or whatever. Became part of a Discord in that game, which was great, and that was very, very much new to him. It wasn't something he was used to. But he enjoyed it, and he started to enjoy being part of the guild, and obviously they planned all their strategies for whatever content that they were doing, etc. But then he found it got a little bit competitive, and people were, trying to sort of outdo each other, do really well. Not in a bad way, but just, a load of people in a guild will be competitive. And not through pressure of his own, I believe, but through his own volition, he decided to buy one of the little pop-up offers in the game, and that's where it started. So then, all of a sudden, a little bit of dopamine, a little bit of an adrenaline rush, and he's starting to do well. He's starting to do better than he did before. He's climbing up in his guild rankings. He's starting to do well. And to be fair, he's doing reasonably well. It's fine. And he starts setting himself a budget to spend a certain amount per month in the game of his choice, which is fine. That's all within the means. But unfortunately, what he didn't fail to realise is that it's very difficult once you get into that to kind of then settle for just going along normally as a normal player does. And personally, I've been like that before in some respects, where I feel like I need to keep up with the meta, with whatever else, and I've spent far more than I should have done. But this isn't where the tale ends. So obviously this game hasn't panned out for whatever reason. And I think at this point, let's just look at my notes here. Yeah, at this point, he was feeling a little bit bad about spending in the game. He probably spent like £100 in the game, but he didn't really want to spend that. Not that he was doing badly or anything like that. There was no issue. And then another game come out, and I'm not going to say what it is because it might lead some people that I know to some suppositions about who it is. But the game got a big hype release, etc., and got very, very involved in that very, very quickly. And one of the problems was, bear with me. Yeah, one of the problems was it wasn't just the spending, it was the fact that the game requirements required him to do a lot of stuff during the day. And as a result of that, he basically lost about 25% of his workday, of what he was doing at work, by basically keeping up with the game, which is silly, I know. But that's the pressure he felt under. So as a consequence, he was 75% effective at work rather than 100% effective as he was before. I mean, I don't know. He might have been 50% effective and now he's 25 or 40, whatever the maths are. But as a result of that, his work effort went down. So as a consequence of that, over a period of time, he found that he wasn't getting the pay rises that equated to everybody else in similar roles within his company. He was in a big company, I believe, and started to get into a little bit of the performance review stuff. Now, I believe when this happened, he started getting a little bit depressed and started drinking. Now, this isn't all directly correlated. This is not the game industry has caused this, but this is something that can happen. So as a result of that, he got in a little bit of crap and he started to feel better. He started spending more in the game, where he'd become an alliance leader in the game and was considered a very good player. Probably had a lot of good skill as well as the money that he was spending, I'm sure. But started to write checks that he couldn't cash, basically. And got into quite considerable debt. And by, when was it? 2023, he was failing at his job. Really sort of hanging on by the skin of his teeth, and about £5,400 in debt. At that point, he said, "Do you know what? I'm going to make my job better. I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to basically make sure that I do not get in that position again." So he quit the game that he was playing and started to do better in his job, and things settled down for a very short period of time. However, another game came out that he particularly enjoyed, and his Discord friends were telling him about all sorts of games all over the time, but this one was an IP that he really, really, really liked. And this came out in late 23. And unfortunately, he was conditioned. He didn't want, although he would love to have been free to play, he wasn't happy with the stumbling blocks, with everything else. And he basically spent, I think, about £11,000 in the space of from late 2003 until now. And he is about to lose his house. He is about to lose his house. Now you can say that's his fault, he's an idiot, blah blah blah, and you know there's an element you do what you are in control of your own destiny. But what you got to remember is the way that games are set up now take advantage of the vulnerable. They take advantage of people who are going through problems, who need an escape, etc., etc. I'm not playing the defensive victim card for this person. This person knows. This person is the coolest person you'll meet, honestly, and they don't blame anybody else. But when I heard this story, I thought there's really got to be something that's done to protect the vulnerable, the idiotic, whatever. You wouldn't mind me saying that. But something's got to be done because it's very, very predatory, the way that things work. I think something that needs to be done is clear-cut pricing. Frustration mechanics need to be not necessarily eliminated, but if everybody has the same frustration mechanics, but you can't buy your way out of them, then that's fine. I mean, let people buy clear-cut stuff. It's difficult, but I think the way things are going at the moment, we have to be very careful that we're going to lose I'm going to say this. People are going to die because of this. People are going to kill themselves for getting into debt and stuff like that. It needs to be better regulated to make sure that people are okay. I'm strong in the game community. I love my game with friends. I have banter with everybody about what's going on. And yeah, I've spent money in games. Of course I have. I have got a little bit of a sense of control about it. I do spend more than I want to sometimes, but then I'll just cut back. But not everybody has that. And I think we need to look after people a little bit more. And I think we need to think about these devs and how they implement strategies. And we need to be a little bit smart with our wallets. I don't know what you guys think, but I certainly think that something needs to change within the industry, because there are some people that are getting very, very, very much taken advantage of, and I don't think it's particularly fair. But anyway, it's always good to talk to you. Please leave your comments and opinions in the description. And as usual, I've been Donks, you've been amazing. And I'll see you for the next one. And I promise I'll have some gameplay on that. Take care. Bye.